Welcome to the news on Zodiak with me, Sibongile. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Chakwera to grace Mzuni graduation ceremony amid COVID-19 set to be installed Chancellor. And High Court rules Norman Chisale's bank account should remain frozen. Updated respective maternity care charter launched to ensure pregnant women access services with dignity. And across the borders, U.S. military kills Al-Shabaab fighters in an airstrike in Somalia. My name is Sibongile. Thank you for joining me. Authorities at Mzuzu University say they will go ahead with a 22nd congregation beginning 27 January this year, where President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera is expected to be installed as Chancellor. Mzuzu University Registrar Yona Mungwira says the institution plans to conduct the graduation ceremony in phases, taking into consideration the prevailing COVID-19 situation in the country. State House Press Secretary Brand Banda has confirmed that President Chakwera shall grace the occasion, saying the institution and health authorities made assurance of following strict COVID-19 preventive measures. Angela Mkandawire with more.
The second congregation failed to take place in 2020 due to coronavirus infections that the country was registering, a development that forced the institution to push the date to January 27, 2021. Registrar from Mzuzu University, Yona Mungwira, says the institution is proceeding with the arrangement where it plans on conducting the graduation ceremony in phases so that all coronavirus prevention protocols are properly adhered to now that the country is experiencing a second wave of infections. About 700 students are expected to graduate.
At the moment, we are still planning to have graduation as previously announced, and we are aware about the coronavirus situation in the country, and so we'll be working hand in hand with government on how best we can have this ceremony, taking cognizance of the prevailing COVID-19 situation. We're expecting over 700 students to graduate, but we're planning a phased approach. So there will be different streams graduating.
Apart from gracing the occasion of awarding diplomas and degrees to graduates, President Chakwera has been invited to the ceremony where he is also expected to be installed as Chancellor from Mzuzu University. Confirming the arrangement, State House Press Officer Brand Banda said President Chakwera will attend the event upon assurance of strict COVID-19 prevention measures.
The institution has been guided on how the function should happen under strict rules in as far as COVID-19 is concerned. They have been given specific numbers for that particular function, and if they don't comply to the agreed guidelines, then the president will not go.
Currently, Mzuni has registered 3 COVID-19 cases, including 1 death, or involving academic staff who have been in isolation. For Zodiak, this is Angela Mkandawire.
Meanwhile, the Malawi Prisons Inspectorate says it is waiting for an official report to act on COVID-19 situation in the country's prisons, with rising figures of people testing positive to the disease in all the sectors. The sentiments follow reports that at Zomba Central Prison alone, 47 inmates and 1 health worker have tested positive for the disease in the past 3 days. A reliable source says this is putting lives of health workers and other staff at risk, but prison's national spokesperson, Mibawa, says mass testing started Thursday and may have first results this Friday. Moses Masie gave us this report.
Our inside source says 18 out of 20 inmates tested positive for COVID-19 in Tuesday's random tests. 1 prison medical staff and 29 inmates tested positive out of 153 people tested on Thursday. Staff at the facility say this is worrisome considering that they do not get any risk allowances and that personal protective equipment is not adequate. But on the contrary, Malawi Prison Service National Spokesperson Mibawa says COVID-19 mass testing at Zomba Central Prison commenced on Thursday and will possibly start having results this weekend. Shawa downplayed fears of further spread, saying all preventive measures are adhered to and the recent pardons eased congestion. Ken Manda, chairperson for Malawi Prisons Inspectorate, says he would act upon receiving formal report on the same. For Zodiac, this is Moses Masie.
The High Court in Lilongwe has ruled that Norman Chisale's bank account remain frozen for the next 4 months as requested by the Financial Intelligence Authority. High Court Judge Kenyatta Nyurenda also dismissed a request by the former President Peter Mutharika's aide to access some of the money in the account to use in paying legal fees in his ongoing court cases. Chisale is facing 4 different charges in the courts, including murder, attempted murder, money laundering, and using of a fake certificate to secure employment at Malawi Defense Force. The Malawi Blood Transfusion Service has received a boost in its quest to collect blood amidst the COVID-19 pandemic following a donation of coronavirus prevention materials from the Malawi Red Cross Society. And according to the Society's Director of Programs, Priska Gisala, the materials, which include surgical masks, Crolene, hand washing soap, and hand sanitizers, are to the tune of 5.6 million kwacha. And during the handover ceremony of the materials Friday, Public Relations Manager for Malawi Blood Transfusion Services, Alan Kaombe, was thankful for the donation, saying it's a boost at a time blood collection has been low due to COVID-19. Paratopiri reports.
Director of Programs for the Malawi Red Cross Society, Priska Gisala, said the donation is part of the Society's support to the Malawi Blood Transfusion Service to ensure continuity of blood collection services.
Most of our interventions are aimed at life-saving. So MBDS mainly focuses on collecting blood or making sure that there is adequate supply of blood in the hospitals. And because of COVID-19, the services of blood collection were in a way affected. And so we thought of coming in as Malawi Red Cross Society to support MPDS in that understanding that they should be able to continue with blood collection activities, but at the same time, they should also make sure that they are safe to COVID-19. That's why we have provided the PPEs to make sure that they have the right capacity as well as the right equipment.
Gisala added that the donation comes as a result of a long-standing partnership between the two organizations in which the Society is implementing the Blood Donor Recruitment Project, which focuses on motivating and mobilizing community members to donate blood. On his part, MBTS Public Relations Manager Alan Kaombe described the donation as timely.
As you are aware, MBTS interacts with a number of stakeholders. In this regard, these donations, especially hand sanitizers, face masks, and hand wash soap, these are going to help us in all the areas we go to collect blood.
MBTS says collection of blood has dropped due to COVID-19 from 69,000 units in 2019 to 63,000 units in 2020. For Zodiak, this is Madalito Piri reporting.
The Registrar of Political Parties has given political parties 6 months to comply to the Political Parties Act of 2018, failing which they will be deregistered. The Registrar Chikumbutsuna has, in a communique, given a compliance period ending on 30 June 2021. Political and social commentator Sherif Kaisi has since commended the move, saying it will address the gap on people's expectations from the 60 registered political parties. Anna Femlamba filed this report.
Viva, comrades, viva! Viva, Mpingu, viva!
According to a statement signed by the Registrar of Political Parties, Chikumbutsona Melo, all political parties have until 30th June this year to comply with the Political Parties Act. It says the process will require political parties to go through the registration process, failing which they will be deregistered. With only a few active political parties, political and social commentator Sherif Kaisi says the exercise will likely shrink the number of political parties as only a few will manage to comply.
Not what we want in the country, and this is the whole exercise why we want to have that the political parties should belong to the nation. So the small political parties, they can be small today, but if they go around and manage to source 100 signatories from each district, that means they will still exist on the market. So the only way they do now is that they should go flat to the market and establish themselves, have a route, and have registered people from each district, and that's how they can exist. But otherwise, they're going to perish.
The country has 60 registered political parties since independence.
Natiswe Primary School in Data has again emerged the best performing school in the district during the 2019 Primary School Leaving Certificate exams, with all the 41 students who sat for the exams passing and getting selected to various secondary schools. Director of Education in Data, George Ngayai, has confirmed the good news, saying 17 have been selected to national secondary schools, 15 to district secondary schools, and 9 to community secondary schools. He has attributed the success to hard-working spirit among the teachers and good connection between students, teachers, and parents. Ngayai explains.
Natiswe is still number one for data. It has performed much better than even last year. Last year, there were only 6 learners who went to national secondary school, and 21 of them went to boarding schools, that's Miami and Umbwe. And that time, 8 learners went to Matundu Community Secondary School. This time around, Natiswe has sent 17 learners to national secondary school across the country. It has sent 15 boarding schools, that's Miami and Umbwe, and it has sent 9 to Matundu Community Secondary School. It has scored 100% in terms of selection rates. Maintaining standards is, I think, what each and every one of us would desire. To say if a school is doing very well 1 year, it has to be consistent every time. We are very, very excited. And alongside Natiswe, we have also a school in the same area known as Mantega. I have to mention that Mantega has also scored 100% selection rate. In the class, there were 63 learners, and out of the 53 learners, 19 have gone to national secondary schools across the country, 11 have gone to boarding schools within the district, and 23 have gone to Matundu Community Secondary School, meaning that 53 out of 53 have gone to secondary school.
You're watching news on Zodiak. We'll be right back shortly after the break. I am Sibongile Ziambo. Stand by.
Precious things have a secret formula. While John is busy trying to impress, James discovered Tangu's secret. Tangu uses Purity sanitary products from Purity body wash, Purity hands wash, Purity body lotion to Purity dishwash. After a week of using Purity sanitary products, James won the heart of Tangu. Use Purity sanitary products.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the headlines as we continue the news. President Chakwera to grace Mzuni graduation ceremony amid COVID-19 said to be installed Chancellor. High Court rules Norman Gisale's bank account should remain frozen. Updated respective of maternity care charter launched to ensure pregnant women access services with dignity. And in news from across the borders, U.S. military kills Al-Shabaab fighters in an airstrike in Somalia. And those are the headlines. Moving on with the news, the Ministry of Health has launched an updated respectable maternity care charter as a way of ensuring that pregnant women and newborn babies access medical care with dignity in public hospitals. Minister of Health Kumbize Chiponda launched the charter in Kasungu Friday. The event coincided with the commemoration of the World Prematurity Day, which focuses on a call to health workers to respect their calling. Nom Kubwi reports.
The Respectful Maternity Care Charter, among others, stipulates rights to equitable health care, confidentiality and privacy, dignity and respect for both the mother and the newborn. It has been formulated following concerns from women who have been accusing some health workers in public hospitals of negligence and ill treatment to pregnant women. Minister of Health Kumbize Chiponda launched the charter in Kasungu as Malawi commemorated World Prematurity Day on Friday.
This is a charter which talks about the rights of the newborns, also the rights of the mothers of the newborns, and also which includes the preterm babies as well. So it is a very important day.
While confessing that the ministry continues to face challenges ranging from inadequate infrastructure and human resource, she urged health workers to respect their calling when serving the public. White Ribbon Alliance Executive Director Lester Nyangulu believes the charter is a lay of hope towards access to improved maternal services in public hospitals.
This charter outlines the rights of women and the newborns. Now, we are excited that now our women, as they go to the health facility, they will feel safe because the minister, but also the Secretary for Health, have committed that they will ensure that health workers will respect these rights.
The World Prematurity Day was commemorated under the theme Together for Babies Born Too Soon, Caring for the Future. For Zodiac, this is Noah Nkubwi, Kasungu.
The Ministry of Civic Education and National Unity says is in the process of developing a robust and comprehensive maths techno program aimed at collectively responding to lawlessness amid rising cases of mob justice against rape and defilement suspects. Minister responsible Timothy Mtambo says apart from engaging law enforcing institutions, his ministry is also banking hopes on nice public trust to raise awareness among masses on use of domestic violence and taking the law into their hands. The minister explains.
We'll be calling for a meeting. We are in discussion with the different ministries, and as you know, the president initiated a task force that has to deal with issues of rape. So we're collectively working together, the civil society, including the government. But our submission is that this is a big problem and it will require collective, work. We need to make sure that every stakeholder is involved. Every community member is involved. We must be also proactive to report these issues, because when these issues happen, you find that the police go there, people fail to review the people that are responsible. We are encouraging citizens that they should be able to report these cases, and everyone should join the campaign, be traditional leaders, religious leaders, because this is a collective responsibility. And it requires resources to do that.
We also understand that as a ministry, you are also in the process of developing a comprehensive national program to proactively respond to rising cases of lawlessness in the country. Would you just shed more light on that?
We cannot continue responding to cases as they come. We need to have a robust and comprehensive program which should continuously, in a sustainable manner, be empowering and sensitizing people on the use of this.
In news from across the borders, the U.S. military says it has killed 5 al-Shabaab fighters, including a senior commander, in an airstrike in Somalia. It comes just days before the official withdrawal of American troops from the country. The target was reportedly a well-known al-Shabaab leader, although his name has not been released. He was alleged to have facilitated financed weapons, fighters, and explosives in the south of Somalia. He was also thought to be involved in a previous attack against U.S. and Somali forces near the town of Sahawain. The U.S. military operation, AFRICOM, said no civilians were injured or killed as a result of the action. That's about what we had time for in this edition of news. And before we go, let's take a look at the headlines. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera to grace Mzuni graduation ceremony amid COVID-19, said to be installed Chancellor. High Court rules Norman Chisale's bank account should remain frozen. Updated respective maternity care charter launched to ensure pregnant women access services with dignity. And across the borders, U.S. media accuse Al-Shabaab fighters in an airstrike in Somalia. Visit our website zodiacmalai.com for more on these and other stories. Remember to put on a mask, keep social distance, and frequently wash your hands with soap to help contain the spread of COVID-19. My name is Sibongiri Ziambo. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.